Hi, I'm Trinity Bauman. I am a kindergarten teacher here in Fromberg. I'm talking to you guys today about what it has been like to teach during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Okay, so what is it like to teach right now?
It is wild. I have had to completely break down the curriculum and figure out what is the most important things that I want my kids to learn and get rid of any extra fluff. I'm sending everything home in packets, and worksheets is something that I am not a fan of for kindergarten. They need a lot of hands-on, a lot of play, and I'm not there to facilitate that. So I've had to find ways to send home play-based activities that they can maybe do with an older sibling, a family, by themselves, just to try and get their imaginations going and keeping that play-based learning in the curriculum.
What are the expectations you have for your kids, and why do you have them?
The expectations I have for my kids right now are to just stay connected to me and their class. During the pandemic, a lot of adults have even felt pretty isolated, and I just want the kids to be able to feel like they can reach out and that they still have friends and friendships. My expectations are also for them to get outside time. I talk about this a lot, getting outside time, listening to music, baking, quality time with mom and dad, reading books, and if nobody's there to read the books to them and it's too hard, they can look at the pictures and tell their own stories.
What are some things kids can do to relieve stress and also to take breaks throughout the day?
I think it's really important that kids continue to exercise. I mean, today it's a beautiful day. Earlier on, it was snowy outside. So I think it's really important to find time to be active. Kids love to run around outside, use their imagination. And if you're inside, definitely playing where they have stuffed animals and they're moving around and acting as something, and they're over here and they're over there. For breaks, I suggest a lot of choice. It's really interesting to see, if you give kids a choice of certain things, what they choose to do, and if you include yourself in that with them and do it with them, it's interesting to see how they play, and you can kind of learn that. I think it's really important for kindergartners to kind of escape and take a brain break through imagination, whether that be looking through a book or using stuffed animals and toys or writing their own stories or creating their own pictures.
Do you have any suggestions for brain break resources? They can be things that you use now or have used in the classroom.
So Go Noodle did this really great thing. I've used it in the classroom. It's a really fun break to earn. The kids know the songs by heart, and Go Noodle did this great thing where it's accessible from home now. So parents were even texting me like, "Oh my goodness, this song is so funny! Like, I had no idea." So the kids are doing it at home, and that's kind of fun. The other thing too is I use a lot of Jack Hartman, and for teaching during the pandemic, I used a lot of, I had a Facebook group for my kindergartners and their parents, and I would post songs and Jack Hartman ABCs and letter sounds just to get them up and moving and singing and get it stuck in their head and bringing that into the curriculum. But then also there's funny things that they can do, like there's a penguin dance that they love where they flap their arms and stuff, and that's a fun way to have a brain break if they're with a sibling or a dog or a fun stuffed animal that they love or a parent. That's a fun way to bond and use that imagination.
If you could give parents and children one piece of advice about learning during COVID-19, what would it be?
To relax. What I have learned the most through teaching kindergarten this year is that they are sponges. They soak up learning all the time. I think a lot of my parents have been concerned that they're not doing enough or not doing the worksheets right or not doing the activities right, but I really don't think that there's any wrong way. You're interacting with your kid, you're talking about learning, you're talking about letters and numbers and whatever they're learning in class, and I think that's the best thing. And I think that's actually going to follow them throughout the rest of school once we're back in school, is that they have started conversations with their parents about learning, and their parents have seen too what they're doing in class, so they might be able to facilitate conversations a little bit better rather than going in kind of blind, because you forget what's in kindergarten and then you kind of get a taste of it, and they've gotten to do it with their kid and the kid has gotten to do it with their parents, so it creates a bond that I think is going to last through this time.
Is there anything else?
the most important aspect to teaching during this time has been making connections. The school I'm at really focuses on relationships with kids and building learning off of those relationships, and that is the base of my teaching philosophy, is relationships with the kids. So I have been really focused on keeping the relationship with the kids, sending postcards, sending home small notes, cute little fun like Pinteresty things, just to make the kids still feel connected to me, because I was so big in their life. They saw me for so many hours, and they're so big in my life too, that I really reached out to keep that relationship. And in doing so, I'm really happy with the work that has been returned, with the videos that they've posted of them reading or doing some sort of learning exercise. And I think that that's what's really helped, is that I've focused on those relationships.